teaching him how to be aggressive. He was teaching him how to bark and how to swing bats. He was, but the main thing, which we know, dogs always chase cats. He was teaching him how to chase the cat, to Sylvester the cat's expense. Now, if you know anything about Sylvester and Butch, Sylvester used to, he would get over on Tweety, but he'd never get over on Butch. Butch would always yoke him up, have him by the neck, and have him, and he'd use his face as a punching bag, or knock all his teeth out, and have him seeing tulip birds and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. This particular occasion, Butch was teaching the puppy how to be a real big dog. He was teaching him at the expense of Sylvester, and so they were out there, and he would tell him to go and do this to Sylvester, and he would slap Sylvester and stand there and bark at him, and Sylvester knows that I'm much bigger than you, and you're much smaller than me, and I have the opportunity that I can bite you and eat your head off. But at the same time, every time he'd get ready to grab the puppy, Butch would be standing behind him. And so while he'd have the puppy by the head, he would look at Butch and he'd say, "Oh, okay." And he'd pat him on the head and he'd send him on his way. And then Butch would look at the puppy and he would nod his head and the dog would go ahead and slap him anyways. There was a lot of occasions that Butch would send the puppy out there, and he'd bark and he'd bark and he'd bark, and Sylvester would be antsing to go ahead and get him. He would be antsing to go ahead and grab him, but he knew that if he ever grabbed him, that he would get beat up by Butch. So there was one particular occasion where it appeared like the puppy was by himself. So Sylvester thought that this was one of the best opportunities to grab a hold of this puppy and give payback for everything that you've been doing to me for the past couple of hours, however many days that you've been beating up on me at my expense, that you've been getting this life lesson at my expense. So he got ready to grab him, and he had already yoked him up. He would tie him up. He was ready to go ahead and chow into this dog, and he had him, and he had his fist back, and there goes Butch standing around the corner. And he looks at him, and he shakes his head again, and he goes ahead and sticks his chest out and holds his face up, and the little puppy comes out with his big 2x4 and slaps all of Sylvester's teeth out. So I was thinking, now follow me now, give me a second, I'm going to make sure this connects, all right?
That's all right.
Now watch this. We have been through so much in the past couple of years. We've done so many things in the past couple of years. So much stuff has happened to us in the past couple of years. But somehow, all the folk that are around us have faded away. Some of the folks that started out with me being saved, some of the folks that were running with me are no longer in this race anymore. Some of those folk got tired of having to deal with the same old, and said, "God, if you're God, where are you? God, if you're able to provide all these things that you're saying you're providing in the Bible, why aren't you here to protect me now?" And some of those folk that were running with me last year are not here this year to run with me anymore because they decided they were going to quit. Somehow I've managed to make it into 2012, and I'm still saying, "God, I'm trusting you. God, my belief is on you. God, my hope is built on nothing less."
Yes.
Finances have been destroyed. Jobs have been lost. Marriages have been broken. Relationships have been destroyed. We're trying to get our children back into place. We're trying to get them to mind. We're trying to get them to be obedient. We're trying to get all these things to happen. And yet all the folk that are around us, we look at Facebook. Or those of you that are on Facebook, they're complaining. "I got haters over here and I'm about to lose my mind." You got folk that are killing themselves because they don't know how to handle the pressure. There's folk that are saying, "My finances are in this place and I don't have all that I need. Somehow my pockets are much lower than yours, baby, and I'm still here." But that's because I understand that he has his hands on me.
Yes. Yes.
We've walked around and we've said, "God, now I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know how you're going to provide." But somehow, in the midst of everything that I go through, of every struggle, every situation, I've still managed to make it to 2012. But this has been my declaration for 2012, that last year was my last year.
Yeah.
Some of y'all will get that on Monday. Last year was my last year. Some of the struggles that I went through last year, baby, I'm not dealing with that anymore. Why? Because I understand who got my back. I understand that if I can just lean and depend on him just a little bit harder, he's going to not only take me into the next year, but he's going to take me into the next year greater than I am on this year. Look at your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, you're in good hands. You're in good hands. You're in good hands. You're in good hands." See, that's the problem. That's the problem with some of the saints. They have forgotten whose hands they're in. It's not that they've forgotten whose hands they're in. They put themselves in the wrong hands. some of us are walking around trying to trust our best friends. We're trying to trust our neighbors. We're trying to trust mama. We're trying to trust daddy. They're going through the same things that you are, baby. They need somebody to lean on too. I heard Lee Williams say, I was trying to find somebody that I could depend on. And I went to my mother. She said, yeah, you can come on and lean on me, but mother had to die. Next thing I need somebody else to lean on. But I found out that God will never leave me, nor will he forsake me. Somebody tap your neighbor again and say, you're in good hands. You're in good hands. It's by the grace of God that I'm still here. It's by the grace of God that I'm in the position that I'm in. I shouldn't be here. Let me tell you a quick thing real quickly. And like I told you, I'm from the projects. I'm from the hood. I really shouldn't be here. And I'm not just talking about in the jail sense, but yeah, I should be in jail right now. I should have about 5 years probably lingering on me. But it's because I'm in good hands that I've been protected. Yet I should be dead right now. I remember a particular occasion where there was something going on at one of my friend's house, and one of the other people that was there didn't like me, one, because I got too much swag, but anyways, he didn't like me, and so he got mad because I was there, and he decided he was going to talk a little junk. And yeah, I'm a junk talker and I'm a fighter, so we decided that we were going to scrabble up just a little bit, but he gets mad because I was getting the best of him. So he decides to come out behind his back and start firing into the air. But the next thing I know, I was able to make it to my car and check off down the road. But in the midst of everything that was going on, God had his hands on me. Why? Because I could have been shot at point blank range. Come on, somebody. You don't understand. There are some positions that you put yourself into where God has had his hands on you, and he didn't allow those things to happen. Everything that happened to you ain't the devil, baby. Some of that stuff you put yourself into.
You better go ahead, Elliott.
I'm going to. But understand this. God says, I've got my hands on you. I've got you covered. I've got you protected. I've got you in my care. That's some of the main reasons that some of us are falling away. We're not understanding who it is that has his hands on us. Or we put ourselves in the position where we're allowing other folk that are incapable of holding on to us properly. Some folk feel like I know what's best for you. No, baby, you don't know what's best for me. I know the one that is the author and the finisher, the beginning and the end, the creator of all things, that said in the beginning, God created heaven and come on, somebody. Let's move on a little further, y'all.